Hello and welcome to another easy happy hour session that is every Monday between 2 and 3 p.m. Today we are still in the topic series of Easy Fundamentals Refresher, and in the current session we will be covering and revisiting the Easy Container script. For those who are new, I would like to remind you that this session is being recorded, and at the end of the session, we will stop the recording in case anyone would like to have a more informal discussion about Easy. And also for those who are wondering why the topic series is called Easy Fundamentals Refresher. So we are trying to go through fundamental topics that we have already covered in previous Easy Happy Hours and also the Easy webinar series last May, June 2025, before we begin any new topic in the Easy Happy Hour series. For today, the highlights. I'm not sure who was in the FOSDEM 2026, but our colleague Kenneth had a great presentation, and it was about how to make package managers scream. And unfortunately, Kenneth is not with us today to tell us more, but for those who are interested in watching the session, it's now available on YouTube. You can check the link. Some upcoming events and sessions. On the 4th of February, there is the first session of the webinar series, Introduction to the Euro HPC Federation. On the 25th of February, there is the second session, which is the Euro HPC Federation Federated Software Catalog. There is on 10 till 12th of March, Euro HPC Summit 2026 at Cyprus, Paphos specifically. And also in the upcoming events, there is a 21st till 23rd of April. There is the 11th Easy Build user meeting, which is in Portugal, and that's home of Ticalian. So those are some of the upcoming events and sessions that we wanted to highlight today. And for today's session, we will be continuing with ways to access Easy. In the first or previous session, we saw that the recommended way to access Easy is using the native CERN VMFS installation. Today, we will be seeing on how to access Easy using the Easy container script. In the next session, we will also cover getting access to Easy through CVMFS exec. And last but not least, another option is using the CERN VMFS shrink wrap utility. But today, let's focus on getting access to Easy using the Easy container script. So while Easy delivers its software stack via CERN VMFS, which is a read-only file system basically for the users, on some systems, especially HPC clusters, you might not have a native CERN VMFS configured or installed. But Git and Apptainer or Singularity are usually available. And that is all you need in order to run the Easy container script and get access to Easy. So basically, the minimal versions are Apptainer 1.0 and Singularity 3.7 and Git. So the Easy container script gives you a flexible access to Easy without needing root or local CVMFS setup or any additional administrative privileges. So the Easy container script is a wrapper and launcher script designed to start and manage an Easy environment inside a container, as we have mentioned, typically Singularity or Apptainer. It's yet another way to access the Easy software stack if your system doesn't have a native CERN So what the Easy Container script does, it first pulls the container image, which usually what we use recently, let's call it not usually, is a Debian 12 image provided through Easy. Then it sets up a temporary storage for the container state. It then mounts the CERN VMFS via minus fuse mount option, which is available through Singularity and Container. And it also can mount other host path if required. Then it launches the container and it can be launched through shell or a run mode. And finally, it can save the state so that it can be resumed in subsequent runs. Some important things to mention while using the Easy Container script. So the first time you run the Easy Container script, it will try to download and convert the container image. So this might take some time, but if you have specified the Singularity cache directory variable or the Apptainer cache directory variable, then once the image is downloaded and converted to a Singularity format, then the local image can be reused on subsequent runs. Another thing to take care of is that when you use the Easy Container script, it creates a temporary directory by default /temp. And the temporary directory is named easy dot and a 10 character string. So after you exit the Easy Container script, this directory doesn't get automatically deleted. So take care that or be noted that on subsequent runs, you might be consuming too much space and you have to clear that manually. So
Is
maybe
this all on your sheets? Because I only see sheet number 3.
yes, this is all like just presenting while speaking, and you will see more in a live demo.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So as I have just said, so this is because we're trying to recover and previously covered subjects. So maybe you can see more about this through going through previous Easy Happy Hour sessions or even through the Easy webinar sessions. But I will show you more now using the live demo. So for today, I have prepared the Easy Happy Hour VM, the famous VM, which we usually use. And since we have some of you which still don't know or don't have too much details about Easy Container, I will even go through the Easy Happy Hour VM, which is a minimal VM. So first, let's see, it only has a 2 gig memory. So it has 2 gig memory and it is a Haswell CPU microarchitecture. So if I do ls CPU and grep minus I Haswell, as you can see, it's a Haswell architecture and it's a run Linux system. And if I do ls/cvmfs, the one I'm using today, it doesn't have a native CVMFS installation. So as I said earlier, basically as if we are using a system where we only need Git and an Apptainer or Singularity. Here I have the Singularity available and it's version 1.4, which is greater than 1. And all I need to do is first I will clone the easy software. So I will show you this. This is second. So now I'm showing you what's gonna come next. So it's not here. So maybe it's even easier if I do that again. So if I clone the easy container script through cloning the easy software layer script repository. So I will do that. I will remove what already exists so that it can be clear to all of you. So if I now do git clone, it will clone the software layer script repository from easy. And if I go into the directory, I can see that there is the easy container script available there. Before I run the script, I will show you the options it has. Minus help. So first, the easy container script has the option of having the CVMFS in a read-only or a read-write option. This is something you don't get when you're using the native installation. And this is something we use when we build software on top of easy or on easy. Second, it has the -b option. So as I said earlier, basically it uses the /tmp, and you can bind any additional host path if you mention the -b option, which bind mounts into the container. With the -c, you can specify a container image. Again, as I said earlier, by default, we are using the Debian 12 provided through Easy. The -f, which is the minus minus fake root, sometimes we use it when we rebuild software, and we try not to rebuild any software on top of Easy or in Easy, sorry. The -g option is the storage area where you want to use. By default, as I said, it uses the /tmp. And again, note that when we use the storage area, the folder it creates, it will not be deleted automatically. And I will show that. The -help, which we already are running, the -host injections, it is something we used to have some local injections with the OpenMPI, but it is also useful, for example, when you are trying to install CUDA for NVIDIA on while using with Easy. So if you run this NVIDIA driver installation and the linking over and over, it will take some time every time you run the script. But if you use the -i with the host injections, you can specify it and you keep on using the same path that you provided. So the next time you run the container, it will automatically detect. Sorry, Alan, do you want to ask something, or we can maybe postpone the questions till the end, if that's good?
Yes, fine.
Okay. So with specifying the host injections, the CUDA drivers and the linking will happen only once, and it will keep on using it on subsequent runs. The -l, which is a list of repos. The -m, it's as I said, it's either the shell or the executive. So you can either execute a command or you can run into a shell. The -n is the NVIDIA, and that's what I was explaining in the host injections. So you have to specify the -n when using a container on a host with NVIDIA GPUs, so that Easy can detect that there is a GPU. The -o, basically we use it to add an overlay using the Fuse overlay FS or the Union FS to give you the read-write access. Keep in mind, the read-write access you're seeing on /cvmfs is only local, and it's for your session. It's not the global easy repository read-write access. The -p is some parameters you can further pass to the container to use them in your session. And the -r is the repository which we already provide a default one, but still you can modify it. The minus U, which it is the minus minus resume. If you run the easy container the first time, you can always use the minus minus resume to continue the session you were using. The minus S is to save. So basically you can now ask me what's the difference then between the minus minus resume and the minus minus save. The minus minus save is used to save changes to if you are getting a read-write access to the CVMFS repository. While the minus minus resume, the first one, it is used basically to cache what you have in the temp. And again, we will see this in the demo. The minus V is verbose, and the last two are adding HTTP and HTTPS proxies to your container if needed. So for now, I will simply try to run the easy container without anything. Just let me add one thing because I have already defined in my bash RC. So if I look here, less home.bash rc, I can see that I have defined the Apptainer home directory, which is the last line, export, sorry, the Apptainer cache directory, which is export Apptainer cache directory, and something I called Apptainer cache. So let me modify this and show you that if this is not available, so it will try to download and convert the image, which will take some time, but I will not wait till the end. So for this, let me just remove the E. Okay, so I will now clear this and try to run easy container without any option, any additional option. Okay, I'm still in the same. So I will, sorry, exit this because I didn't source the bash, so it's still caching. Okay, and if I try to run again, I will see that it didn't find the cached image. So it's trying now to fetch the image and convert it to CIF, which might take some time. So this is what I was trying to avoid. So again, if you want to use the easy container, you can do same as I'm doing. So I will cancel this, clear this, modify this again, and I will go to the end, and I will add the E, and I will show you this directory just in case. And if I go ls and so it was called Apptainer cache with an E. So again, there is a cache, and this is what's available through caching. And if I run again now, if I source my bash before I forgot, and now if I run again the easy container script, as you can see, it's very fast. It's used the cached image, and I already got access to the Apptainer. So if I do a df now, I can see that I have access to the CVMFS software.easy.io. And also, if I look above to go through what was happening, it told me that it used the minus minus fuse mount. And before that, just know that the first line, it says it is using you can use the minus minus resume slash tmp easy and the 10 character string I talked about. So what I will do now is I will copy this, but I will not use it. So I will copy this and I will exit the container before even initializing easy. So I will try to run the container again. Okay, perfect. It's very fast. It cached, but as you can see, the first time I will just exit and show you what I was pointing to. So if I do ls/tmp, now I can see even from previous runs, the easy with the 10 characters. So it is not deleting the previously or what I have the temporary directory it has created when I started the container. So for now, I will remove all those minus rf slash tmp easy start, and I will clear this and run this again with what I was saying. That I will go through this once. I will copy again the minus minus resume option. I will exit, and now I will run this with the minus minus resume option. Just note that it will use the same temporary directory. So as you can see, it is saying resuming from previous running using temporary storage at tmp easy and the character string. So this time it didn't create another temporary directory, which saved me some space afterwards. This is first, and then whenever I get access inside the container, so I just do source slash cvmfs software versions 2023 init bash, and there it initializes easy. As I said earlier, it has already detected that I have Intel Haswell, and it has provided me access to the software stack that is best optimized for the Haswell CPU microarchitecture. The host injections, which I mentioned in the -i option, by default, if I do ls slash cvmfs software and host injections, uh, ls minus reset, so that it shows me where it's pointing when I don't specify. So basically, it is set to point to opt easy. And this is what I can change. So if I point the host injections to something that I can bind or which is available on the host, I can reuse it over and over. One thing I will show you more. So if I do now try to write something to the CVMFS, I will clear those. And if I do touch slash CVMFS software versions and let's call it happy hour, it will tell me that this is not permitted or not. I will do a VI instead of touch. This is a minimal VM, so, and if I do test, it will tell me that this is not allowed because it's a read only. So what I will do the second run now, I will exit this, clear this, and when I specify the minus minus resume, I will add, or even without the minus resume, I will add the minus access read write. And if I do this now, if I do df, I will see that now there are two mounted repos for software.easy.io. The first is cvmfs underscore read only, and the second is cvmfs software.easy.io. So again, I will try to initialize easy. So slash cvmfs software versions 2023 init bash. And again, easy is available. And to go further, ml avail GROMAX, for example, it shows me the available GROMAX versions for Intel Haswell. Now the difference is I will do a touch or VI or even simpler make directory slash cmfs software versions, and I will call it 2029.29. And I can see that it was able to write to the cmfs software.easy.io. Again, this is only local. But to save this, you have to use the minus minus save option, which I mentioned earlier. So, and for the final thing I would like to show you more is if let me copy this. Yes. So if I copy the git clone with the demos to show you how simply you can run some demo even using the container. So to make sure that everything is running as expected. So if I do again the minus minus resume, and if I source slash cmfs software versions 2023 init bash. It has loaded easy successfully, and I will paste what I did earlier, so I will git clone. This is a repository provided by Easy, which has some quick demos we can run. So what I will do now is I will try to run any of the available. So cd easy demo ls. So we have espresso, Gromax. Let me go into cd Romax and I will run. Let's see what will happen. So if I run this demo, it's basically downloading the Gromax file required. It has loaded the easy Gromax 2024.1 with FOSS 2023B. It's successfully running the sample it has downloaded, and it's showing all the details required. And that shows how simply we can, on any system with no specific and with no native SermVFS installation, we can run the easy container and run our software or try to do some demos. I guess this is all what I wanted to present for today. And now definitely we are open for more questions. I will go to the presentation. So, what I would like to say is that the next session we will see another way to run easy, and again without the native CVMFS and without the container. But let's keep that for next session. And now, if anyone has anything to ask, share, or even if you feel more comfortable to share after stopping the recording, just let me know. Thank you. Alan, maybe you had some questions. Would you like to have them informally? I stop the recording first, or?
No, no, you answered my questions during the talk.
Okay, great. Have you used the Easy Container? Maybe it's better to stop the recording first. So if anyone would like to add something before I stop, please go on. Else I will stop the recording before having some informal conversations.
No, I did not use the container yet.
Okay.
I'm currently implementing the CERN VMFS in production to our
Mhm.
cluster. So it's where I'm focusing on.
Okay. And maybe you had some questions about the host injections, or you got already the answer that you were searching for?
Yeah, I was.
And maybe another thing I can add is that we use this approach. So we use the Easy Container script to build software in Easy, but with one additional thing is that we use the prefix, which we call the Easy prefix, to further isolate the container from the environment, specifically some environmental variables which might get into the container. So you can use the same approach if you want to build software on top of Easy locally, which is again one of the topics that we will cover in upcoming sessions. So I will stop the recording for now.